So back with number 3, and this is where the whole perfect square situation that I talked about in the notes is going to come up and be very helpful. So as we've talked about, to simplify this fraction, what we need to do first is find common factors in the numerator and denominator. And in order to do that, we need to fully factor the numerator and fully factor the denominator. So we're going to split this fraction right out of the gate into two parts. We have the numerator and we have the denominator. And the way that we're going to go about this is first look at the numerator and say, okay, is there anything I could factor out? And the answer is yes, I could factor out a 4. And I would be left with x squared minus 9. Now this x squared minus 9, if you notice, is a difference of squares. Because we have a perfect square in x squared and a perfect square in 9 separated by a minus sign. And so it's very fast if we recognize that that's a difference of squares to factor it and say that's the same as x plus 3 times x minus 3. And that makes factoring that super fast. We would be much more slowly if we did it would be much more slow if we were to do the AC method with that. So the one on the right does not look like a difference of squares or anything like that. So we are going to have to use the AC method. 1 times 15 makes 15. Factors of 15, 1 and 15. 3 and 5, and then we hope that a pair there will make 2. And there is a pair that will make 2, 3 and 5. We'll need a positive 5 and a negative 3. So we've got x squared plus 5x minus 3x minus 15. And then down the middle. On the left, I can factor out an x. I'm left with x plus 5. On the right, if I want to be left with x plus 5, I need to factor out a negative 3. So our x plus 5s are common on both sides. And that leaves x plus negative 3. We can clean those signs up to have an x minus 3. So I probably should have labeled in the beginning here, but there's our numerator, there's our denominator. And what we've got here, what we've got here, and that's a little bit thick. Come on. What we've got here is a fully factored denominator, and here a fully factored numerator. So we'll put them back in the fraction. And x plus 5 times x minus 3. And we can see that they both share an x minus 3, which if we were to divide those out, they would divide out evenly and turn into 1. And so they will basically drop out. And we are left with 4 times x plus 3 over x plus 5. And that's an acceptable answer for me. I'm not sure if Matthew would take that or if they would want you to multiply the numerator out. If they do want you to multiply the numerator out, you would get 4x plus 12 over x plus 5. And so those would be our solutions how to simplify that fraction that we started with. Now we need to think about numbers that x cannot be. Well, we cannot have x in the denominator. So x plus 5, which is our denominator, cannot be equal to 0. And so subtract 5, x cannot be negative 5. And so this is kind of a conglomeration of things we've been doing up to this point. We need to be still very good at factoring. We'll fully factor our numerator, fully factor our denominator, and then cancel out the factors that are in common in the numerator and denominator. I hope this is helpful.